Okay. Hi, y'all. I'm Leslie Cunningham, co-owner of SPENGA North Dallas-Richardson, and I'm super excited that we are going to be spending some time today talking to one of our founding members. And so, Kendra, why don't you introduce yourself to us and just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Thanks, Leslie, for having me today. Certainly do appreciate it. My name is Kendra Corneliusen, and I live South Plano, so very, very close to the SPENGA North Dallas-Richardson location. Cannot wait for them to open. I am in human resources. I do recruiting for an organization, as well as I'm a realtor, so can help you find your dream home. With everything that's been going on, if you find that your home is a little too not big enough, I guess, would love to get you, into a new home. So, but fitness, I was a prior college athlete, so fitness has been a big part of my life. Then life kind of happened and gained a lot of weight and fell off the fitness train. And I'm so thankful and happy to have Spanka in my life now, so I can continue on with my fitness journey.
Awesome. And so tell us what collegiate sport you played.
I played volleyball, basketball, and softball.
Wow.
Not all at the same time, so let's just clarify that. For the first year, I played both volleyball and softball. Then I just did volleyball for 2 years. After that, and then my last year I did volleyball and basketball, then blew out my knee.
Ooh.
Had thought life was over because all it is was sports, but thankfully had fitness a part of my life, and just so happy and ready to continue on with that at Spanka.
Yeah, that's great. And where did you go to school?
I went to the University of Minnesota Crookston. So my hometown, everyone's like, well, why are you Minnesota, Texas, whatever. My hometown is 6 miles from Canada. So very, very far north, very small town. That university was 2.5 hours away, which is one of the closest.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fair.
Great. Okay, so tell us because you've been doing Spanka for a couple weeks now at our South Lake location. Tell us what format of the Spank, or what aspect of the Spanka format do you love best? The spin part, the strength, or the yoga? What's kind of been your favorite aspect?
All of them, quite honestly. Not sure, that's probably not the answer you're looking for, but really all of them, because the spin had never been a part of my life, actually, until one of my dear friends, Allison, introduced me to it about 1.5 years ago. She's like, come take this class. I'm like, you just sit on a bike, you don't go anywhere? Like, this just doesn't sound challenging or fun. Oh, let me tell you, it completely is all of that and then some.
Yeah.
But it's not for an hour, it's 20 minutes of spin. And just when you're like, I can't go anymore, you really only have like a minute or two left. And then boom, you transition right over into strength. I'm talking about that college athlete. I have had a couple of knee surgeries and things like that. So I have limitations within my right knee. The individual coaches are completely aware of that. And amazing thing that I love about Spanka is the survivor exercise.
Yes.
Thankfully, I've only needed to use that a couple times. But regardless of what fitness level you're at, you can be successful, and your fitness journey is really all about you. You versus you. I've said that for about 2 years now, and it really is, are you getting 1% better every day? And I know I certainly am. And then after that, you flip over to yoga. I think I might need to go to classes at night as opposed to the morning. I'm not quite sure. That this last week has been a little challenging for me. I've really completely, I don't want to say focused in, but changed my yoga in terms of really focusing on my breathing and really listening to the instructor, breathing in, breathing out, versus just going through the motions.
Yeah.
And I found myself completely relaxed and just ready to go home and take a nap. So I'm like, I can't do that in the morning and then try and be productive all day. So
Right.
Do I need to take classes at night? Then I can just go home and shower and go to bed. So, but at the end of the 60 minutes, I know that my butt has been kicked, and that I'm ready to conquer whatever the day brings forward to me. So
absolutely. And I can absolutely resonate with you on the yoga. My first class with Spanka, after the yoga session, I literally was asleep on my mat because she relaxed me so much. I had fallen asleep. So she came and woke me up. But yes, it does. It just gets you in that frame of mind, which is great to hear. So in terms of you personally, tell us why you felt compelled to join Spanka.
So I don't know what it is about, social media or technology. I obviously posted something on Instagram about fitness or like somebody's post, whatever. And then so, those search engine optimization says, hey, you need to look at this. And I was like, Spanka, I've never heard of this. So of course I scroll and I look, and when COVID hit, I had stopped my previous fitness routine, and then had moved to Texas here. But something that's so important to me is the sense of community and recognizing it is you versus you.
Yes.
And having that cheerleader and somebody to support you. I talked about being in sports. Well, those were all team sports.
Yes.
Some people say, well, you were an athlete, like you're just motivated. I'm really not. Like, just being honest, transparent, I'm really not. I like to be challenged, but I also need that person kind of in my back pocket as my coach and cheerleader. So when I'm looking at this Spanka thing, I was like, spin. Okay, well, it's only 20 minutes. Strength. Am I going to get enough in 20 minutes? I don't know. Yoga. So then when I saw the yoga part, I was like, is this the Kendra yoga or is this the yoga? Yes. And people are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, my yoga is, let's do deep stretching, hold that pose for 7 to 10 minutes, go to the next one. It's more like stretching, where yoga at Spanka, you go through a flow, you're stretching, but at the end, like you mentioned, you're in your peaceful little the frame of mind. So I was like, well, what's the worst thing that's gonna happen is I check it out and nothing happens. So like, okay, well, at least I've tried.
Yeah.
So I reached out, and then I had your teammate, your other co-owner, reach out to me, and she set up a meeting with Mandy and I, because I didn't want to, sign up. I didn't want to commit to anything. I wanted to talk to somebody to like see people face to face. Like, what's this really all about? Literally in the first maybe 2 minutes after I met Mandy, I knew this was going to be the thing for me in my fitness journey.
That's great.
And people are like, well, how do you know that? I'm like, there are people in life you just know, and they're truly genuine. They really care. And that's what I felt with Mandy. And so I currently right now am driving across the Metroplex to the only location in Dallas-Fort Worth that's open right now, which is in South Lake. Going over there twice a week to not necessarily get a head start, but to continue with my my fitness journey, because I was starting to fall off a little bit, and it's so important to me, and I'm anxiously awaiting for the location,
Yeah. Well, we'll be open soon enough before you know it, so you'll be integrated right in. And like you said, just be a part of that community, which is so important to us. For you, who or what would you say is your health motivation?
It definitely is not how I look, but it is how I feel. Some people, I've lost weight. I have a little bit more to lose, but it's more of, how do I feel? Do I feel energized? Do I not have to take a nap on Saturday afternoon? Am I not needing to go to bed at 7 o'clock at night and sleep till 6 o'clock in the morning because I just don't have energy to function? That's what's really important to me, to be able to get out of my Spanka and my workouts.
Awesome. And then would you say you have any healthy practices you do outside the studio in addition to Spanka?
Yes, so I will go for a walk, whether that's 15 or 30 minutes every single day. Gives me a chance to just clear my mind, be centered back with myself. Sometimes I'll listen to various different podcasts. Sometimes I'll listen to music. Sometimes I'll just walk down the street, sit on the bench, look up at the birds, and just be in nature.
Yeah.
And I have been drinking tons of water, literally. That helps just continue to flush out all of the toxins. In terms of like an eating plan or things like that, I'm definitely more cognizant about what I put in my body, because I can certainly feel Halloween is one of my favorite yet least favorite holidays. Reese's peanut butter cups are they're my weakness, completely weakness. Yes. So but when I just have two, I just don't feel good. So then it just, I don't want to continue to not feel good. So I don't want to say pretty cognizant, but I'm cognizant of what I'm putting into my body to fuel me to ultimately feel good.
Well, it's funny you mentioned just taking a walk. I think with COVID and everybody being isolated, it's so important to kind of get out and get that vitamin D, whether it's, just walking, like you said, down the street, but just having some fresh air and just changing your environment for just that 15, 20 minutes really kind of can change your whole mindset, which is so important right now. I think everyone is kind of feeling that needing to change something. So
yeah, absolutely.
We're right there with you. Okay, finally, Kendra, do you have a fun fact you want to share with us so that our community can get to know you? So when people see you at Spenga, they can know a fun fact about you.
Wow. You stumped me there, Leslie. Wasn't expecting that type of question. My goodness.
Or something you would love for people to ask you as a follow-up if they watch this and they want to get to know you. What's a question they could ask you in the lobby?
Why did you move to Texas?
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Yeah, I know. From the northeast, or I guess the north, what is that? North Central?
Yeah, North Central.
Yeah. Why would you go from there all the way to, 110 degrees in the summer? I'm sure you're just...
Guess you'll have to ask and find out.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Sure, no problem. Thanks, Leslie.